again. Sue here from Sue's Old Long Life Kitchen, and it's nice to see you again. I hope you're coping with the coronavirus, COVID-19 stuff, and I hope you're starting to do some research about why you're still locked down, okay? Anyway, so besides that, I'm going to make for you today so that you don't have to use shop-bought deodorant and toothpaste, because they do have parabens in, and toothpaste, normal toothpaste, check out what the ingredients are. There is sugar in there for a start, and there's also a lot of fluoride in there. You might want to go and do a bit of research about fluoride. So I've done a lot of research about deodorant and cosmetics in general, and I do find that a lot of them have really nasty chemicals in. So I'm going to make you a really basic deodorant and toothpaste that me and my partner use all the time now. We never ever buy shop bought deodorant or toothpaste, ever, okay? So even though I had to have a tooth come out, it was nothing to do with the toothpaste, okay? That's because from the age of dot, you're fed fluoride, okay? So it's not good for your teeth. Don't go and research it. That's all I can say. And all them parabens and chemicals in deodorant, when you're spraying it on, you know, willy-nilly, spraying it under your arms and you're breathing it in, it goes into your lungs. Take a look at what's in those as well. I'm just saying, okay, this is a more serious video about your health, okay? 'Cause it's all right doing low carbing and eating well. You've also got to be aware of what you're putting on your body as well as in it, okay? So be careful of what you're putting on it. So this is a really simple recipe that I've been making for years now, ever since we started doing this, and I discovered the way to make toothpaste and deodorant, which are basically exactly the same ingredients, okay, except for one's coarser than the other. That's the only difference, okay? So what I'm going to do first is I've got a saucepan here, and I'm going to heat up. I'm just going to put water in. You can do this in the microwave, but remember this, the microwave destroys food. So if you're using coconut oil, it's going to destroy the good things inside it. So basically you want to heat up your coconut oil like this, with like a bain-marie type thing, but I'm using these glass jars. These have been sterilised, by the way, and I'm just putting them in there, okay? So they're just going to sit in there for a moment, and then while I tell you the ingredients, we're just going to add it into the jars, and it will melt, because we need it sort of melted, but it doesn't have to be completely melted, because then the bicarb sinks to the bottom. So here I have what I bought a few weeks ago, which I use for cooking as well, which you probably see on here, because I use coconut oil a lot. So this coconut oil I bought because this one doesn't have any smell. Okay, so this is an odourless coconut oil, which is really good for cooking. Okay, as well as using it for sun creams. I'll show you how to make your own insect repellent as well, that stops you from getting bitten by midges and stuff, because we live right on the river here, and come August, September time there are loads and loads of midges, but you do not want to get rid of the midges. You want to just get rid of them from your body. You don't want them landing on you and biting you, but they are something that we need in the countryside. So don't get all these like sound things and stuff like that, because you're going against nature basically, and we want to work with nature, not against it, okay? So I'm just telling you this because I really want you to find out some new information, and there's plenty out there for you to go and find out. I'm just going to scratch on the surface of what I'm doing, okay? So basically you use this really nice coconut oil here, which I bought online on Amazon. And this one is Cocoa Pacific. It doesn't really matter which one you get. I just thought that this was a huge pack, 3 litres of coconut oil against one of these small jars that I normally buy, which are 276 grams for some strange reason. Could have rounded it off, couldn't I? But this is going to last 3 times, 4, 5, 6 times as long as this, okay? But I wanted to show you a comparison because this is from Morrison's, and this probably cost about £3.50, where I think this whole tub was about £13. So there's a big difference in price here. And also, this has a smell. So I'm going to be using this one. This has got a really nice coconut smell. And obviously, if we're using it for toothpaste or deodorant, you won't mind that, okay? But for my partner and for the toothpaste, I'm going to be using this one, just so I can show you the difference. And also, we've got in front of us here some peppermint oil. So this is pure organic, 100% peppermint oil. You only need a few drops of this, well, 2 probably, for your toothpaste. It doesn't taste anything like shop bought peppermint, by the way. So this peppermint oil for the toothpaste, okay? And this one is for my partner. So this deodorant I'm doing today is for my partner. If I was doing one for me, I would probably add orange oil or lemon oil or rose oil. But because this is a manly one that I'm doing today, I'm going to be adding cedarwood oil. So these are the more manly fragrances. So cedarwood oil, eucalyptus oil, sandalwood oil, them kinds of oil are what they put in men's perfumes, by the way. So all them sort of smells are sort of more manly. So he's going to have cedarwood oil in his, okay? So what we're going to do is, so we're going to use the bigger jar first. This one is the deodorant jar, and this little one is the toothpaste jar, okay? So you can use whatever jars, fancy jars if you want, as long as you can get your fingers in the jar, because you just literally go like this with your fingers, and you go like this, and you just rub it under your arm. It's that easy, and it lasts, you will not smell, okay? Because the bicarb and the coconut oil work hand in hand, and the bicarb gets rid of all the bacteria and the smell, and so does coconut oil, because it's got good chemicals in it, natural. Okay, so this bicarb is a special one. I have another new one now because this one's running out. So I use this for a lot of things. Okay, not just cleaning around the house. I've used it for my chickens when they've had bad feet. I've used it as a toothpaste. I gargle with it. I use it. I drink it as well, because bicarbonate soda is really good for your inside as well as your outside. Go and do some research. I'm not going into that. Okay. But this bicarbonate. Now be careful when you buy bicarbonate soda from the supermarket. You want to make sure that you get one that says this on it, because this one says GMO, paraben, and aluminium free. Okay, really, really, really important that you don't have any of those chemicals. We're getting sprayed with chemicals all the time. You do not want to add any more into your body or wipe them on your body. Okay, so make sure you get the really good one. You just look. I'm just telling you. You can ask me in the comments below if there's any information you want to know, or you want me to point you in the right direction as to where to get the information. I will do that for you, but please just go and do some research about chemicals and things for your body and stuff, okay? Right, so let's crack on with this. So I don't usually do measurements by measuring, which is the same as my videos, but for this I suppose I better, otherwise you won't know what to do, okay? So we're going to do the toothpaste first. So let's do the toothpaste. So we're going to just use this non-smelly one for the toothpaste. So here I have a 1/4 cup. So we're going to use, and this is quite hard at the moment, so it's going to be a bit of a job trying to get it out. But you just got to persevere, because you don't want to heat up your coconut oil in the microwave if possible. Don't do it, okay? Hello again. Right, so we're going to use this metal dish, which we're going to put on top of this saucepan, which I've half filled with boiling hot water, and then we're going to put it on the cooker. Okay, so we want that to heat up, because we want this, we're going to put the oil in there to melt, and we're going to use that for both of the recipes, okay? So I'll show you how to make this. If you want to make the toothpaste, I'll do the toothpaste separately, but normally what I do is I do it both together at the same time, and then I just separate the coconut oil, and one I put more bicarb in the other. That's it. That's the difference. Okay. So we're going to use. So I'm using this quarter cup measure, but you can use a bigger one if you want. But obviously you've got to get your coconut oil out of the jar. You could use one of these smaller jars. It probably wouldn't take so long to melt. You could probably just melt the whole thing in there. But I'm doing it differently today. So I'm going to put the. I'm going to use 4 quarter cups. So obviously that makes a cup. But I'm using this little one so that I don't, because this is quite hard, this coconut oil, and my kitchen is like quite cold all the time, so it never ever melts. So I don't have that problem of my coconut oil ever going to liquid, it just doesn't. So I'm going to add 4 quarter cups of coconut oil. So anyway, that's melted now, so that's actually melted, so we need to take that off. So in this one, this should be enough for this jar, I think. So we're going to just let it sit there for a minute, and we're going to get the bicarb. So let's just move that out of the way. And keep this thing, okay? And I've got another little container in here that I use to tip into here, okay? Don't want to make this all dirty. So you're going to use 3 of these, 3 quarter cups. Yeah. So 3 quarter cups. Like that. And tip it into the oil. Right, I'm just trying to show you quickly how to do this and not spend all day doing it. But as this goes hard again, you can mix in the bicarb better, okay? So you don't want to take this out of this pot yet, because usually I just make it in a jar, but I'm trying to show you how to make it, okay? But normally I just like in the morning or before, when he used to go to work, I would make it the night before and then just put it in the fridge, and he would come and take it and put it in his bag. And off we could go. So we're just stirring that round, so you want it to mix in there, and then we want to leave this out for a little while, or you could put it in the fridge to speed up the process, okay? But while we're waiting for this one to sort of go a bit harder, we'll just do the other one in the actual jar, okay? So that's going to be the main deodorant. And if it's too grainy, what you do is you just add more oil, okay, because you don't want this one too grainy. And when you push it, you do this with it in between your thumb and your forefinger, and if it's too grainy for deodorant, then you just add more coconut oil, because you don't want it too grainy under your arms, because sometimes it can give you a rash if it's too grainy and it's grinding like this, right? Whereas the toothpaste, you want it more grainy, okay, because you need that sort of abrasive action that doesn't damage the teeth whatsoever at all, and is really good for you, and it's beneficial for your gums and stuff, okay? So in this jar, we're going to add some of this smelly coconut oil. It smells really, really nice, and it's smoother to use than this harder one here. So we're going to just add some spoons like this, okay, to this one. So we're going to put in about, well, till I think it's enough, and I'll tell you how much that is. So this is just a dessert spoon. And this one's softer, it's not as hard as the other one. 3. So probably about 4 dessert spoons will make this tiny little jar. Okay, this sort of size, like a size that you get mint sauce in and that kind of thing. So keep your jars, that's what I do, I keep the jars, even this coconut oil one will be kept. And then what we want to do is just melt it a little bit. So just place it inside this water. But you don't want to melt it completely, because here we've got one that's melted completely, which is going to take twice as long to turn into the deo, okay? Because it's because all the bicarb sinks to the bottom, and you need it to be inside the coconut oil. Well, it's sunk, So with this one, we don't want to melt it completely, so I just want to show you, that's probably about it. We want it to stay soft. I need a smaller spoon, because we're just going to do this inside the jar. I just want to show you quick how you can make this in the morning. Right, so that's the right consistency. I don't know if you can see that. So it's sort of melted and not melted. So, and you can always add some more coconut to it. Right, so quick getting oil on my hands. Right, so to this we're going to add, so this is the toothpaste, so we're going to add 1/4 cup of bicarb. Because this is only a small jar. And just mix it in with the spoon. It's really not that difficult. And that's good. So what I'm going to do is, because I want it to be filled up, I don't want to have half a jar, I'm just going to put a bit more coconut oil in it. And then I'm going to test it to see if it's grainy enough. And as I just said, this coconut oil is a lot softer than that one that I've just had to melt. So I'll just pop that in there. So that's probably another. So you just play it by ear. You just need to look at it and you can see if it's thick enough, okay? Remember it's gonna when you put it in your bathroom, it won't be soft like this. It'll be more solid, okay? And so will the deodorant, unless you're going on holiday. And if you do take it on holiday, make sure you don't put it in your hand luggage. And make sure it's in a sealed glass jar and inside one of them bags, alright? Because if you go on holiday and it suddenly gets really hot, the temperature, and you haven't sealed it properly, you don't want it leaking all over your nice clothes, do you? So just be aware of that. So you just keep stirring this, and the bicarb is blended in with the coconut oil. Can you see that? And it's this sort of consistency at the moment. So what I'm going to do now is just take it in between my thumb and forefinger and just do that, and that is quite grainy, alright? So that's quite grainy, but what I might do is just add a little bit more bicarb, because remember this is the toothpaste. So I'm just going to add 1/4 cup. Because this is the toothpaste you're making. And I just want to make it full up so that we've got a nice big pot of toothpaste to use. Where I don't have to keep making it. Because this will last for ages. Because all you do is when you go to use it, you just get your toothbrush and dab it in there, and that's it. You don't need to try and squeeze it on like you do with normal toothpaste. Right, and now, so that's enough. I've filled up that whole jar now. So that's all filled up. And we're just going to put the peppermint in now to make it taste nice. So we're going to use this peppermint, and we're just going to use 5 drops. Thereabouts, it just poured out. So I'm just using 5 drops of peppermint. Thank you. In there. And there we go. It's like a sniff. Let me taste it. Ooh. Yeah, that's good. Remember, it's bicarb. So there we are. So that is the actual toothpaste made. Very quick, very simple. Then you just keep it in your bathroom. You don't need to put it in the fridge or anything. You just keep it where you keep your toiletries for your bathroom that you use, where your toothbrush is, and use it. That's the toothpaste. Done. Okay. Okay, so this one is still going to take time. So what I'm going to do now with this one is put it in the fridge, okay, so that it can start hardening up because it's taken too long. So I'll be back in a minute. So probably best just to do it like this. Much quicker than doing it this way. But you might want to do it that way, okay? I'm just trying to show you different ways that you can make it using different kinds of coconut oil. Remember, this one's got an odour. This one smells of coconut. And this one doesn't. So hello again. Right, so I've got the coconut oil here for the deodorant, and I've got it at the right consistency now, so it's not too hard and it's not too soft. And so now we can mix together the bicarb with the coconut oil, and then hopefully we'll get it to the right consistency. Right, you can tell if you just go like this. You just don't want it too grainy, but it's got to be a bit grainy because obviously it's got the you know, the deodorant properties won't work unless there is some bicarb in it. And also, when you buy the bicarb, make sure you buy the finest one that you can find, because that's the other important thing. So just mix it around together until it all comes together. That's way too grainy. Okay, so we're going to have to add some more oil to that because that's really grainy. Okay, so this oil is softer, so I'm just going to add some of this one. I'll just melt it a little bit. Hello again, Sue back from Sue's Dog Broadmouth Kitchen with making the deodorant. So I've actually mixed it together now, and so we've got the bicarb and the coconut oil in there. It took me several attempts because normally I would just make it in a jar. It's a lot quicker. So just make as much as you need. So what I've decided to do now is make 2 jars, one for me and one for my partner. So I'm going to put my partner's in this jar and then put mine in this jar. You can use the same deodorant, but I like mine to smell a bit more ladylike. My partner's a bit more masculine. But you can just leave it neutral if you want, not put any smellies in. Normally I don't bother to put any in for my partners, but I thought today I would give it a bit of smell. So that will have to do. Looks like I've got enough to make another small pot. So I'll leave that there for a minute, and we'll just add a few drops of which I buy online. These are fine. They're 100% pure essential oils, not those burner oils. You don't want those. You want proper oil, and it's quite manly smelling. So I'm going to put about 5 drops to 10 drops. So I've got that in my partner's. I'm just going to stir it around with a spoon. Yeah, definitely more of a manly fragrance, that one. So I'm just going to get a piece of glue roll in the bathroom, and one's his and one's mine. So I'll just wipe this spoon. I won't bother to wash it, and then I'll put my rose oil, which I've got it in this bottle. I'm just going to pour it in. Stir mine up. You can use any oil, any essential oil for this. That's cleaned. And then you just keep this in your bathroom. That's it, it's simple. Took a bit long. Oops, that's not the right lid. So that's mine. And and that's my partner's. So there we have our deodorant, and here we have our toothpaste. I've put a label on for the toothpaste, and then I will put some labels on for those jars. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that I've taught you something new about looking after yourself, and the fact that you don't have to run out to the shops and buy all those expensive deodorants and toothpastes that don't do you any good whatsoever. These are paraben free, free of additives, because they put additives in cosmetics and deodorants and stuff as well. You might want to research additives. And obviously essential oils they're like a preservative as well, so they preserve it. But these do not go off. This won't go off, okay? Because you've got bicarb in here as well, and coconut oil, and neither of those go off, okay? So, you know, you can have this for years and it won't go off. We have ours, that's going to last about 6 months, by the way. Mine will probably last 6 months or longer, because I only use a tiny little bit of deodorant because I don't sweat very much at all. And so I need to use a tiny amount. And the toothpaste will probably last about 3 months, 4 months. Yep. Usually I only make tiny little pots like that, and they last for months. So these are going to last for ages. So anyway, I hope if you enjoyed this video, please give me a like and a thumbs up, okay? And if you want to know the ingredients for any of this, the toothpaste or the deodorant, the man's deodorant or the woman's deodorant, the only difference is that one has cedar oil in it and one has rose oil in it. Okay, that's the only difference. But the rest of it is the same. I've even got some more left here. I've got a bit carried away with it this time, and I made way too much. So this one, I'm going to just put it in another jar, and I'll just keep it in the fridge. Okay, because we only need these two. We don't need another one. Or you could give it away to a friend and give them some deodorant. But anyway, it's so simple, and you literally only need, look, I'll show you how much you need to put on under your arm. You literally only need like that much, that, just a tiny sliver, and then you just go like this and you just put it under your arm. Okay, that's it, you're done. I'm going to do it on the other side. And you won't sweat. This is great stuff. No horrible nasty chemicals, nothing nasty in this whatsoever. Okay? Pure loveliness. Okay, so if you want to know the ingredients, put a message below and I will put them up for you. Okay, so this is something different today, and I'll be doing more of these kind of videos. And so I hope you enjoyed it. So please, can you subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. Tell all your friends and family about my channel. I'm doing loads of more interesting things. So not only will I be doing the cosmetic side, deodorant side, this kind of thing, I'm also going to be doing some gardening as well, because I have some seeds and I want to show you how to sow seeds if you're interested in organic gardening or anything like that. And we've been clearing all the garden area. In fact, that's what we're going to be doing this afternoon. And we're clearing the garden area, so we're going to be growing all our own veg, okay? So I've got loads of seeds, old-fashioned seeds, all sorts of... Anyway, so bye for now. Bye!